and welcome to The Couch. This program is brought to you by Chicken Inn, and the topic for today is who should be the next Zimbabwe Warriors coach. I'm Charmaine Chasweka, and with me here is my co-anchor Howard Musonza. Hello, Howard.
How are you, Charmaine?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. It is really good to be back on The Couch, and credit to Forme for looking this good. And now, our main topic for today, well, we've got Alvin, Zhakata, known as Alluva of the Cape to Cairo fame, right here on The Couch. Yes, he's back from Egypt, and he's in the studio. And we also have the Couch Squad. Maybe before I come to the Couch Squad, let me start with Alluva. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, sure. Thank you.
Well, you're looking good. That regalia, I've been following you on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that journey, you know, when you left Cape Town, going to Egypt,
yeah.
You know, I felt for you because, look, you wanted to watch the whole AFCON tournament, but in particular, you wanted to watch the Warriors in action.
Yeah, sure.
How was the agony, missing out on all the AFCON, on all the Warriors games?
Yeah, well, it's so disappointing. I was so hurt that I couldn't, you know, get the chance to watch the Warriors in action.
We'll come into your story. We'll talk more about your story, but it's good to have you on the couch. And now, on the couch, there's a guy who's next to you. He was in Egypt. So what I want you guys to do, because there's a lot of Arabic on that side of the African continent, just greet each other there.
Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum, Habib. Shukran.
Habibi, shukran.
Shukran jazilan.
Sugar.
How many Arabic words do you know?
5.
Which are?
Salam alaikum, which is the greeting. Habibi, friend. Fu, beans.
Beans.
Yes.
Beans.
I think beans. Yeah.
What's beans? And the fifth one?
Shukran. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're better than Marco. He only knows
Salam alaikum.
Shukran.
No, I just needed Arabic to survive. You know, it's one of those countries where you need to be at your best behavior in terms of everything that you do.
Yeah, so we'll hear a lot about that journey by Alluva, you know, taking us through all the countries that he went to, and the Arabic, of course, the 5 words. Moyo is also here. He's on the couch, but without the glasses.
Yes, we missed the glasses.
Hi, Charmaine, how are you? Hi, Howard. My glasses are with Ngoni.
Oh,
It's Trevor Dongo.
It's actually Trevor D.
Yeah. Why are you jumping the gun?
I gave to Trevor.
Why are you jumping the gun?
Yeah,
Charmaine was supposed to introduce Trevor.
Exactly.
Why are you jumping the gun?
I gave Trevor. You talked about the glasses, eh? That's where they are. But I'll
say.
Are you safe?
Well, our guest artist today is Trevor Dongo, and it's good to have you in studio, Trevor.
Thank you very much.
Tell me something. You've
Yeah.
been in the industry for some time now. I mean, how has that been for you?
Oh, it's been quite an experience. It's been a journey, a very long journey, actually. And at this point, I can safely say it feels normal now. You know, it's not something that you get into normal guy and start feeling good. You know, I'm Trevor D. It's normal, but when I bump into people like on a daily basis, then they get to remind me, good, you're that star. You get what I mean? Then they'll be like, yeah, well,
You know.
but it's a lifestyle now.
Do you like football?
Yeah, I love football.
You love football?
Yeah.
Because you know, when we were growing up, we were told football, guitar, this is marumbi. And you like both.
I like both.
But this is marumbi.
But you know what? It would depend on what's your definition, yeah, rombe.
Okay.
Kuti urombe wacho chi.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Because mumuna yangu naonzi urombe irombe asi ane mari yake. You understand?
Okay.
Zvakuenda nokuti kana ine mari yoyo anoishandisa sei. Unogona kuita rombe ine mari.
You're trying to be philosophical.
Oh man, I'm just trying to shed more light.
So yeah, 16 years in the game.
In the game.
And it's been good for you.
It's been good for me.
What song are you going to sing us? Just sing for us first.
First song, Inonzi Lokuda.
Take it away.
Yeah.
yangu indi kuti undinzwisisewo iwewe kanyaya kangu kadiki kane chekuita nemoyo yedu andikutambisire nguva chimbouya unodzokera zvako iwewe kupesana kwacho kwanyanya ndichingoverengera nguva ndati ndibvunze kuti unoda ini nditese ndikuratidze kuti ndokuda ndaedza zvandokwanisa ndikuratidze kuti ndokuda na 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 ndokuda ndokuda na 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 ndokuda ndokuda pfungwa dzangu nedzako dzinoenderana wani Can't you see enough is enough tanetaini kusvika rini ndapedza izwi kuswero wawata zvisingareve chinhu kana riri bvudzi ndichagera kugeza aiwanira zamawani you better make me understand your baby kuti nditese ndikuratidze kuti ndokuda ndaedza zvandokwanisa ndikuratidze kuti ndokuda na 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 ndokuda ndokuda na 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 ndokuda ndokuda ndagara ndaudza kwangu kuti ndavana wekurora chenesa chivanze mumoni wepoto handine kuva nenyadzi
So, you know, every time you call yourself the ladies' man,
Okay.
is this what informs this type of music?
This is what they call me. Do you know why? Because I believe my music appeals more to women.
Okay.
Because mafungira angu boys ndikusaid wenyu ndikusaid wenyu but what I believe is that vakadzi vanoda more than we do. You understand what I mean? Because moyo yavo inokurumidza kuda nekutambira rudo. So music yangu, it speaks to the soul, it speaks to the heart. You know, saka painozosvika kuti pesa zounderstand ava vanenge vainzwisa kudara.
Okay. Well, Trevor, he is here. He's going to walk the journey with us right down to the top of the hour. You are watching The Couch, brought to you by Chicken Inn. You stand a chance of winning some meal vouchers right here on the couch. If you answer the questions that we will ask correctly, we have 3 Chicken Inn meal vouchers to give away. So, on to our topic for today. Who should be the next Warriors coach? But before we go deep into that, we look at other news. Zimbabwe Mighty Warriors swept aside Angola by 4-1 in the opening day of the 2019 Women's COSAFA Cup. The Warriors scored through returning Rudone Shamba, while Immaculate Musipa scored the other goal. Angola scored through Christina Makua. Neshamba comes back and scores a hat-trick. Mako, she is exceptional, isn't she?
She's very beautiful.
Okay.
She's a stunning woman. Yeah. I think
Let's keep it on the field of play.
it's on the field of play. I think among the Mighty Warriors players, you always need, every team needs to have a poster girl or lady or boy. And for us, Rudone Shamba is that lady. It's good to have her back from wherever she was. Some say it was injury. Moyo is another philosophy. Where was she?
Where was Rudone Shamba Mo? Because it's been long. I think we last heard of Rudone Shamba in 2016 at the Rio Olympic Games.
Yeah, it was injury, and then she's also a woman.
What do you mean? Wasn't she a woman before?
No, I mean, she has got other things to tend to. She has got a baby.
She has a baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Mom,
How
I'm
do-
so sorry.
Guys, I didn't know that she has a baby.
No, I think.
So you want to take away the very beautiful because now she's got a baby?
No, I just want to put a disclaimer to the husband.
Okay.
That, but she's still very
No, in
good.
Arabic, to say sorry, it's Malaysia Bibi.
Why is it?
Malaysia.
Malaysia baby.
Malaysia.
But coming to you, why are you not in South Africa? You are this huge football fan. Why are you not in South Africa?
Well, Zimbabwe is home, and after 50 days of travel, and then the other days that I stayed there, I got home finally. So I was homesick. I really want to be there, but I've been in touch with some of the players there in camp in the Warriors, and I've sent my best wishes to them. Yeah.
I thought after Cape to Cairo, you're going to do now Zimbabwe too.
Well, I would have loved to do that, but I'm also human.
Does your passport still have pages? Because I'm wondering, because you're all over the show. Do you still have pages on your passport?
Well, unlike Josta,
Okay.
mine has got pages.
Well, good start by the Mighty Warriors at this year's COSAFA Cup, but despite the ladies doing well every time they represent the country, issues of lack of sponsorship and paltry allowances as compared to their male counterparts have always been raised.
And whilst the Warriors were paid in US dollars, the Mighty Warriors are getting their money in Zimbabwean dollars, and it is way, way less. We also went into the streets of Harare to hear the views of fans on the allowance issue.
Vese ma-football players andone chinomisa vakadzi kunzi vasakwedza
Okay, as long as an agreement was reached between the representatives of the Mighty Warriors and the ZIFA board, and they accepted the RTGS as the form of incentive for them participating in COSAF, I would see there's nothing wrong about it.
vakadzika vakatotamba zvitori beta kudarika varume, and besides vakupiwa RTGS varume vachipiwa ma-US dollars. It's very unfair.
vasikana vanenge vachido zvakaita mapedzi kana wabuda ikoko, saka kuti wazotenge nema-RTGS wabuda kunze ikoko hazvibude. I think it's the responsible authority of ZIFA inofanira kuongorora that issue kuti vanofanira kuedzanisa.
Achiti gender balance, vamwe uchiwa pa US vamwe uchiwa pa RTGS, asi pakutaura kwedu tichitaura anenge atiite gender balance. Saka ngatingoite zvinhu zvakafanana. Murume angofanana nemukadzi, tese tiringoenda kutamba, tiringoenda kumirira nyika yehwani yari kumirwa. Hakuna nyika yevakadzika. Apo waita nenge pane nyika yevakadzi, pane nyika yevarume. Yevarume ndiyo yavapa ma-US, yevakadzi ndiyo yavakupa mabondo. Ngatingoite gender balance. Ndizvo zvinhu zvakanaka.
Makomborero, this is a contentious issue. Look, the world over.
Yeah.
And I know of the game of tennis, because they have really tried to standardize, whether you're male or you're female. At the end of the day, you play Wimbledon, you get the same amount of money.
Yes, yeah, true.
But coming back home now, we're the Warriors, and there was a whole lot of issues to do with their allowances, with their appearance fees and all. And we had, yes, it was the Africa Cup of Nations, we had monies as much as $5,000 US dollars per player per day. Remember, they were in South Africa, and we also heard some figures like $1,500 US dollars as appearance fees. So those girls, the figures that are being thrown around, we tried to talk to the guys from ZIFA, and they said, look, these are contractual issues. We can't divulge what we agreed with the girls. But you know, the grapevine, people always talk, and it's been said they're getting what, 100 and something?
150.
150, as appearance fee, and winning bonus of $75 Zimbabwean dollars.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
No, it's unfair. It's totally unfair. I'm surprised that we have women's groups that are quiet when this is happening. You know, this is a scandal on its own. And you look at it, the women deliver and they play with passion. They are not your knowledge Musona who misses and doesn't apologize. They do the business. They eat. Sometimes they were eating matemba during Katbedube's era, but they would come and play and deliver. So I think something needs to be done. And you know, this happens in a country where the Minister of Sport is female. Her deputy is also female. The most powerful person at the Ministry of Sport is female. So really, this should be a scandal. It must be big news, isn't it? Big news, same as your gems. They come just small.
The girl child always getting the long end of the stick.
Howard is disappointing. It's disappointing. I think ZIFA has got to do something about it. And the worst bit is ZIFA itself does not recognize. They don't see it. I happened to be in a fundraising committee that was raising funds for the Mighty Warriors when they went to the AFCON in Cameroon. And they were camping at Zesa Training Center. We actually got that accommodation for them. The Warriors had a friendly, and they were put in a 5-star hotel. It's disappointing. These are going for a national, for an African tournament. They are in some small place, and these are coming for a friendly.
Yeah,
it's sad.
It's very sad.
And I think ZIFA should take the lead in terms of what Marco was saying. They should actually take the lead and talk to the sports ministry and everything. But
yeah, hopefully it's going to be sorted out. We will try to raise as much dust as possible. Now, staying with the national teams, the senior men's national team, the Warriors, they are playing in the African Nations Championship, and they beat Mauritius by 4-0 in the first leg away in Mauritius. So this coming weekend, they played the return at Barberfield Stadium. So we'll be talking more about that, but that's what's happening with the Warriors.
And still with the Warriors, Zimbabwe will face the lowest ranked team in Africa, Somalia, in a 2022 World Cup qualifier. 28 countries will play in that preliminary round, and 14 will then join the other 26 countries that received byes. The lowly ranked 28 teams were grouped into 2 pots, with teams in pot 1 ranked between 27 and 40 in Africa for the month of July, while those in pot 2 were ranked between 40 and 54. Zimbabwe are favorites to progress against a team they have played twice and won on both occasions.
Zimbabwe's 2 representatives in the Confederation of African Football Competitions, FC Platinum and Triangle, will both use Barberfield Stadium in Bulawayo for their home matches. Barberfields and the National Sports Stadium in Harare are the only 2 stadiums in the country which have been approved by the Confederation of African Football to host continental club matches. FC Platinum will play Callisto Pasua's Nyasa Big Bullets of Malawi in the Champions League, while Triangle will take on Rukinzo of Burundi in the Confederation Cup. The matches begin on the weekend of the 10th and the 11th of next month.
And in the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League, it is looking exciting at this stage of the season. FC Platinum remain pole position with 31 points, but after their 1-0 defeat to Black Rhinos, can they recover and hang on? Well, reality is that Chicken Inn FC on 29 points will go top of the Premiership League if they are to make full use of their game in hand and remain consistent. The Gamecocks under Joey Antipas really mean business, don't they?
They do. They do. Look, we have spoken about, the players they've got.
Yeah.
Your Clive Augusto and them. But look, they've got a game in hand. If they win that, they go on top of the log standings. But it's a bit disappointing. You look at what's been happening. Dynamos, trying to claw their way back. Now they believe that they can actually win it.
Yeah, if Simba Nimi saying, I've come to Dynamos, I want to win the championship. Such language is the language that the Dynamos fans like Alluva really want to hear. And the pressure starts mounting on the players as well as the teams that play against Dynamos. But for FC Platinum, I think they're paying the price for success and also sleeping on the wheel. You're selling players, but they needed to have backup. You can't promote 5 juniors now and expect to sustain a championship challenge. Especially with CAF coming next month, you travel to Guinea and come back and face probably Yada or he rent house with Benza, you'll be in trouble. You will score against you because the traveling and everything.
Yeah, it takes its toll on you.
Takes its toll on you.
And also, they didn't have their FC Platinum did not have their coach, Norman Mapesa. He was not on the bench. And for Dynamos,
is that an excuse?
Is that an excuse?
It's an excuse. It affects.
We know you love FC Platinum, but
I love it. I love
Mapesa. You meet him.
I love FC Platinum.
Oh, you do?
Okay. But it affects players when the head coach is not there. Because, you know, the guys that remain, they make so many changes, or they make changes that affect the.
Would you make a change when you are Norman Mapesa's assistant, knowing Norman as I do?
Wait, Morph left on Wednesday. Did you see how the team was changed by Thursday, Friday?
No. Morph and Norman are two different things.
Morph left. Norman is still in charge.
Yeah,
he was not on the bench, but he's still in charge.
Okay, I'll give a good example. Morph left in South Africa when sadly his dad passed on. Did we win the match?
Okay, well, he was there when we lost to Egypt, lost to DRC.
That's a different.
But it's the same Morph we are talking about, isn't it?
Trevor, which team do you support?
It's natural, yeah? But it's no pressure we're on top of them.
No, it's fine, guys. Let's move on. Harare City caretaker coach Mark Mate faces the X after going for 4 matches without a win. This week, the club's management did not give much to ZTN, but he indicated that they were assessing the results and monitoring the situation. ZTN is, however, reliably informed that the club has started looking at other options in case the poor run continues.
Now, Giants Dynamos are now only 8 points behind the log leaders with 23 points after their 1-0 win over Harare City. We had an exclusive interview with the goal scorer Ashford Gutu, who made a return to Zimbabwe this month following his first stint in 2012. Gutu talked about his goal, the chances of Zimbabwe challenging for the title, and how the class of 2019 compares with the class of 2012.
To be back at Dynamos, and of course, with hard work, with the effort I'll be putting during the trainings and the matches, of course, I'll perform well, I could say. I can't say I could be the Ashford Gutu of 2011 at Dynamos, but maybe I could be a better one. So that's what I'm working on. Yeah, I could say I'm a dead ball specialist, of course. I'm good at free kicks, and that free kick I've been practicing during the week. I've been scoring at training, so it was a matter of what I've been doing in training. I just translate it in the game on the weekend. Of course, the culture at Dynamos, we're always fighting for the league. We are not a pushover team. We are a big team. It's a big institution, so we're just aiming for the top always. And our team now we can see it's coming, it's getting better and better each and every training and every game. So we're just taking every game as it comes, and of course we achieve a goal as a team, which is to get the league, of course. I've been out of the game for like I think 6 months since I've been training with Dynamos in January. So I've been home and training alone. You know, it's a different kind of effort when you're training alone than when you're with a team. So of course my fitness level is not up there now, but I'm working very hard to be fit, and of course people they want to talk what they want to talk, so I'm just keeping doing my business, you know. I can't really compare the two generations, because at Dynamos now we have a lot of youngsters, and the team is a new face, you know, of the team, so everyone is trying to build a name for himself with a lot of players at Dynamos. So it's all about hard work, and maybe we could be a better Dynamos for the next generation, comparing with the one you just spoke about.
Ashford Gutu, he scored in that win for Dynamos over Harare City this past weekend by 1-0. So yeah, he's one guy who's full of belief. So we've got 2 Dynamo supporters here on the couch today. Yeah, our 2 guests, Trevor and Alluva. Yeah, it's rhyming, Trevor Alluva.
Yeah.
He's talking about you guys winning the championship with the current crop of players that you guys have. Is that something achievable?
Yeah, I think now the coach has added some good players.
Like Ashford?
Yeah, like Ashford, Simba Nivi, definitely. So those players, they know the Dynamos culture. They've won the blue shirt before, and their experience is second to none.
They always talk about the Dynamos culture. I don't understand. What culture is that?
Winning.
Yeah.
That's the culture.
Yeah, like getting there, like being on top and staying there.
So why are you guys not on top?
Reason is because we are the kind of team we give a chance.
Yeah.
How it feels to be on top.
Yeah.
Kuti number one but it belongs to us at the end of the day. Because like it or not, we are the champions.
Sure.
We are the champions.
Well, so the Warriors have a tight schedule ahead with the African Nations Championship qualifiers and the 2022 World Cup qualifiers, but the results and the draw for both tournaments, respectively, can only be discussed effectively if we can be in position to know who will take charge of the Zimbabwe senior men's football team. And that's why today we are saying who should be the next Warriors coach. But before we go deep into our topic for today, we're going to hear another track from another song from Trevor. But before we do that, I have a question. I was viewing your status today, and I saw you and Magdi and Sebastian Magacha. What are you guys cooking?
It's a family thing because we work under the same stable. Eternity Productions, owned by the super producer McDonald Magdi. So we are working on something. Sebastian,
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and give us another song.
Okay.
Neruna korwako nguva dzakawanda ndaifunga kuti ndakapedza kuwaona maruva enyika. Oh no 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 baby, munzvimbo dzakawanda ndakaona mhando nemhando netsika dzevasikana ndikafunga ndapedza. Aiwa une moyo nerunako uri chipo mupenyu wangu baby, wakafanana na mami wako vane moyo nerudo ini zvangu ndafadzwa nerunako rwako. Ndinonyemwerera nerunako rwako. Ndinodzikamisa baby, wandidzikamisa. Asi ndiani aiziva kuti kuchinea nerudo sewe, ndiyanoifungidzira kuti kuchinea kanaka sewe. Tiri tese tinotadza kufamba, vanhu vese vachitarisa, vemakuva vachitadza kunyarara, nyaya yacho yatonetsa. Hachimsechesa chate baby, aiwa une moyo nerudo uri chipo mupenyu wangu baby, wakafanana na mami vako vane moyo nerudo ini zvangu ndafadzwa nerunako rwako. Ndinonyemwerera nerunako rwako. Ndinodzikami baby, wandidzikamisa. Izwa panzi apo iwe wandomanyira
I felt like you were singing for me there. Thank you. This is The Couch, brought to you by Chicken Inn, and the question today is, who should be the next Warriors coach? Remember, you can win a voucher from Chicken Inn if you can answer the following questions. So we have 3 meal vouchers to give away, and the first question is, other than Zimbabwe, name 3 countries in which Chicken Inn has quick service restaurant outlets. And the second question is, when and where did the Chicken Inn FC win their first trophy? Give us the answers on our social media platforms, on Twitter at ZTN News, as well as on ZTN Sport, as well as on Facebook. We are Zimbabwe's TV network. And when we come back, we will talk the extraordinary Cape Town to Cairo story of the diehard football fan Alvin Zhakata, popularly known as Alluva. You're watching The Couch on ZTN.
At Chicken Inn, we believe that love is timeless. We know that it is the simple moments that matter. Simple moments that become the priceless moments we cherish. We understand that what we love brings us together, and that our vows and commitments bind us even closer. And so as days turn into months, months turn into years, and years turn into milestones, we remember the smiles, the laughter, and the things we loved. As time and age advance, and the blessing of love is passed on to yet another generation. As past, present, and future collide, all that remains are the moments shared together, the memories. All that remains is love. The original Zimbabwean taste you've loved since 1987. Chicken Inn.
You're watching The Couch right here on ZTN. Well, you can also follow us on our Facebook. Well, this is Facebook page. And of course, on YouTube, we're simply ZTN. And if you go onto our website, www.ztn.co.zw. So today we have Alvin Alluva Zhakata, who made history by traveling by road from Cape Town to Cairo for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations finals. Now, the Zimbabwe football fan is back in the country, and not just as an ordinary fan, but a hero in the making. Alluva, as he is affectionately known, has joined the Couch Squad today to give us glimpses of what was otherwise an adventurous trip. Alluva, there was a time, you know, we were following you, you know, from South Africa. You came via Zimbabwe all the way to Zambia, you know, Tanzania, Kenya, as you were going. But there was a period when you were very quiet and people were scared. What was happening?
Well, okay, maybe to start off with, I really want to express my hearty gratitude to ZTN and the Couch. You know, you guys were the first television network to broadcast my road trip when I was down in Cape Town. So thank you so much. You know, when I actually got to Cairo, a lot of television stations, they were after me. But, you know, I really wouldn't want to say started from the bottom and we are now up there. Well, definitely, you are one of the, you know, fastest growing television networks, not only in Zimbabwe, but across Africa. So thank you so much, guys, and keep it up.
So let's go to the issue now. What was happening?
Where were you?
What was going on?
Okay, what happened is when I was in Ethiopia, there was a political instability. Army general was shot, and the regional leader was shot, and you know other guys were shot. So the internet was shut down. So that's when I had just acquired my visa to travel to Sudan. So maybe about 2 days stuck in Ethiopia without internet, and then I traveled. I crossed into Sudan. In Sudan, there was no internet. Maybe internet was shut down for a month. Yeah, so I really couldn't connect with anyone. I really didn't know where to go. So, you know, I with the help of some Kenyans, you know, I found accommodation because they could communicate in Arabic. There were students, university students chatting there. So they helped me with finding accommodation and internet. Now, there's some guy who happens to be a government official. So he had access to internet. He had a gadget, you know, a special gadget. So, you know, I asked him and he said, no, my brother, this is dangerous. But, you know, if you really want to use internet, I'll charge you $25 per hour.
25 US dollars
per hour. Yeah, so I had no choice because I really needed to connect, you know, with my family.
So you had a lot of money?
Friends. Well, not really. Yeah, not really.
Look, a lot of people, a lot of newspaper outlets, stations, even radio, they were calling you a daredevil fan. Were you at some point scared, you know, traveling by road, such a long journey?
Yeah, definitely. I should say most of the time I was scared, but I was at the same time I was determined because, you know, it's not easy traveling in an unfamiliar territory. You know, where they are total strangers communicating in a language that you do not understand. You know, sometimes they'll be pointing fingers at you. You know, imagine in a private car where there are 3 people, you are the 4th. They are communicating and, you know, keep giving you glances and glances, you know, yeah, what are these guys planning? You know, and of course, you know, the most scary moment when I was in Sudan, when I encountered, you know, the militia. You know, actually there are two groups of soldiers in Sudan. The army, the conventional army, and then the militia, you know, that was just recruited, you know, by some government officials, you know, to crush the protesters. So the militia, they're so brutal, and it's an experience that I really am not, you know, comfortable to talk about, like now.
We'll talk about some more exciting stuff, like you meeting the CAF president and all that. But there's somebody who wrote on my Twitter handle and said, ask Alluva this question. Because in 2017, you traveled by road to Gabon to watch the Africa Cup of Nations. You did the same thing. So he was asking me,
well, sometimes I do ask myself, you know, but poor boy, you know, but you know, because sometimes someone akandita Alluva ndinoona mama wako kandimbovunza kuti avanereka nombokudonedza uri mucheche because maybe wakatofeeling brain. But yeah, you know, yeah, I'm a crazy personality, but you know, I'm also, you know, I'm very sharp, I'm intelligent, you know, and I'm smart. So, you know, there are things that I do, some of them
Marco
could be...
doesn't agree. Very clever parts.
Who told you this thing?
I know.
That's the first when you're walking, wouldn't be but
well, we'll continue to talk to Alluva as we also discuss the Warriors. Who should be the next Warriors coach?
Well, already there is speculation that some coaches like Belgian Jean Francois Losquito and former Caps United coach Charles Mhlawuri are the leading candidates. We caught up with the Ziva spokesperson Kolisani Gwesela, and this is what he had to say.
What set last Friday and deliberated on the matter, it resolved that the Zifa Technical Development Committee is going to sit this coming Saturday on the 3rd, where it is going to deliberate on the technical structures of the national teams and make recommendations to the Zifa board. The Zifa board is going to sit again and look at those recommendations. So the position is we don't have a substantive Warriors coach. Currently, Raman Gumbo has been tasked to take charge of the charge fixture against Mauritius home and away legs. As I've indicated, you always have rumors when you don't have a substantive coach. It's normal for the media to speculate on those particular issues. But as I've indicated, there's a procedure in appointing a new coach. In terms of our statutes, in terms of our guidelines, the Technical Development Committee has to sit and make recommendations. They haven't said, they have not made any recommendations. But should they make any recommendations for a foreign coach? As I indicated, the Zifa board is going to sit and look at those recommendations.
Well, we'll look at those two coaches already talked about and the profiles of other potential candidates. But first, we look at Raman Gumbo. Raman Gumbo is currently the interim coach for the Warriors. He has been the Warriors coach before. Raman has previously coached Highlanders, FC Platinum and Chicken Inn. He has won a league title in Zimbabwe, Botswana and Malawi. So, guys, my question is, should he be given the job?
No.
Why?
Let me break the ice. I don't think so as well. You know, if you go back to if you go back to 2012, the guy was in charge of Zimbabwe, and all we needed to do was to, you know, go to Angola and draw. Then we were in South Africa for the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations because we had won 3-1 at Trufaro Stadium, and you know, the first 6 minutes we were 2-0 down, and it finished like that. And he was just there. And that time he was still smoking, right? He was just puffing cigarette after cigarette. Yeah, he stopped. He was just puffing cigarette after cigarette.
He was frustrated.
No, I think, to me, Raman Gumbo is part of a system that failed. You wouldn't want to trust him with your school team. So trusting with the national team would be treasonous.
It's a huge task.
Ordinarily, what should have happened was when Mofu resigned, Raman... all the technical team,
including the team manager,
they should have gone with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because they were brought in by Sunday.
By Sunday, yeah.
So if Sunday, I think natural law dictates that if Sunday goes, you also go because you are the same people.
I worked with Raman on a day-to-day basis when he coached us for 6 months.
Who were you then? You played for so many teams.
No, I was playing for Baimo.
And you sabotaged him?
No, we didn't sabotage him.
But was he worth the salt?
At any given time, every match he would change the team. He would tinker with the team. He had no core team. Every match.
So I need a yes or no. Is he a good coach?
I think that's enough.
Yes or no? All right,
it's okay. It's okay.
Let's move on now. Let's move on to Charles Muhlauri. He's another former Warriors coach. Muhlauri won 2 league titles with Caps United and took the Warriors to the 2006 Africa Cup of Nations finals in Egypt. And is he the man for the job?
No. He's had his chance. He got his chance. He did what he did. We acknowledge what he did, you know, but no, let's give others a chance. We shouldn't be going back to, shouldn't be recycling coaches. There's so many people who want to coach the national team. Even I would want to coach the national team one day. So let's just give other people a chance.
I think he's out of touch.
He's out of touch?
He's out of touch, yeah.
You always do these cross-country, you know, travels. You even go beyond the borders just to support the team. Charles Muhlauri.
Yeah, I think he's now into chicken business. So yeah. So I think maybe you should concentrate on that. Probably, you know, moonlight as an advisor here and there. Of course, because of the experience that he has acquired, you know, coaching the national team.
Advising on what diet?
Oh well. Probably.
But you know what? I remember Charles Muhlauri, what tragic session. I think he was the first guy to go scientific. So he brought a laptop to training, and Moses Sugar was his assistant. So he just like glued on his laptop, and Charles is explaining things. So Moses was saying, "Ma, laptop,
the only thing I can say about Charles that I would say is, in a positive way, is he's the guy who gave me a chance at the Warriors. So, but that was then. And that time he had
another chance.
He had won back-to-back league championships with Caps. And that time he actually lost only one match against Thailand. It was 4-3 at the National Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
A terrific match, the only match that he lost. So he was good then, but I wouldn't trust him with the national team now. Nah.
Well, we have Norman Mapeza, who is currently the FC Platinum coach. He has been the Warriors coach before, and the feeling is that he has some unfinished business. Mapeza has won the league title with Monos and 2 with FC Platinum.
Yeah, he's another guy who's also been given a chance.
No,
I'll let Mako talk first.
but doesn't give it so much time. I would say yes.
He's been given a chance.
But we fired him come midway through. No, man. So I think if they can agree on the money, I would trust a guy like Norman to make those kind of decisions. For one, he's one person who told Walter Magaya to go to hell. Even if he's staying at the hotel.
Who's Walter Magaya?
The guy who gives your Warriors a place to stay. The guy who's got his Jimmy Zingai in the team. So I like Norman because he won't tolerate nonsense like what Sunday did. Where you have guys coming and say, we cannot call a team that doesn't have the other players because maybe the prophet will be angry. Norman will just say, okay, no. I remember when the Warriors played in
correct? Is this correct?
No, you are not allowed to
I think it's my opinion. I think Norman will not stand for that.
Yeah.
So I would say yes to Norman.
I would rather hear from Alluva, not from you.
Okay.
Because it's all praise singing.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's diplomatic.
It's not praise singing.
Norman Mapes.
He's one coach whom I would love to see at the helm of the Warriors for 10 years.
You even trek to France if the Warriors go to France.
For him.
For him.
I will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Joe Antipas is another candidate. He has worked with the Warriors before. He has won a league title with Motor Action and Chicken Inn. Can we trust this guy with the Warriors?
We'll still come back to that recycling thing that.
But he's never been national team coach.
He was assistant. He was
But he has never been in charge of the team.
Okay, what makes you think he's now the right candidate for the national team? Just because he won the league with
And he's
Motor
worked
Action
outside
and he's won,
Zimbabwe. He's coached outside Zimbabwe.
Etamazulu.
Yes.
Etamazulu, what he managed to
He
do,
gave Ovid Garuru a chance.
A second chance.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing that he managed to do there. Besides that, nothing.
But I think of all the coaches I've met in my career, Joe Antipas stands out as a guy who is very articulate in the way he does his things, the way he plans his things. His only disadvantage then would be if you carry Joey Antipas, you are carrying
Prince Matori as well.
Matori with you. It's like carrying Howard.
But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, remember the national team. Remember the national team is a balancing act.
Every coach should bring balancing act. Who says that? Every coach should bring their own technical team. If you work well with his assistant, then he should bring him. Why should you bring someone else?
No, that's not like the job for the boys kind of thing. This is the part where the team is playing so bad. Mofu is standing there and the Raman doesn't go there and say, Team Edekwe.
No, you can't really challenge.
What are you saying?
Coaches.
Hey, Bambo is okay for me. Sorry guys, but Bambo is okay for me.
You're Dynamos.
I know that laugh. I'm a Dynamos person.
We'll forgive you. Yeah, because you are here to sing, so we'll forgive you for now.
Okay.
Well, this was The Couch brought to you by Chicken Inn, and the question today is who should be the next Warriors coach? So, Alluva, I'm sure a lot of people want to know, where do you get, your inspiration and the support,
because it takes a lot, for you. I'm going to South Africa, then from South Africa I'm going, that support, where do you get all that?
Well, my number one supporter is myself. With this, I've plotted, on this journey for a long time. And, on myself, I sat down, I came up with a blueprint. I said, what logistics, need to be taken care of, transport, the money, the funding and stuff, the visas and all. So I just sat down and said, no, can I do this? Okay. So I sold the idea to Bodam Sila, my friend from South Africa, who also loves football and also loves hitchhiking. He said, my guy, this is perfect. Let's go for it. So I shared this idea with just four people, and I told them, please do not leak the information. So, but they were supportive. These are the guys that I believed that they really could give me all the support, moral support.
Do you go to work?
Yeah, I do.
Where?
Well, I do locums. I'm a nurse by profession. So yeah, I used to be permanently employed, but right now I'm just depending on locums.
We were spending too much time on the road, and they decided to just let him do that.
But when you look at this and say, you want him back on this, when you told your family that you want to do this, what did they say?
Okay, well, I didn't tell my family. My family only got to know about it when they read about it in the Herald. I was already in South Africa. I was already in South Africa on my way.
Wow.
You know, but of course they understand. They understand me that football is my passion, and I am prepared to do anything, you know, regardless of what they say. Or yeah.
Yes, Alluva is right here on the couch. Do stay with us as we discuss the Warriors coach.
At Chicken Inn, we believe that love is timeless. We know that it is the simple moments that matter, simple moments that become the priceless moments we cherish. We understand that what we love brings us together, and that our vows and commitments bind us even closer. And so as days turn into months, months turn into years, and years turn into milestones, we remember the smiles, the laughter, and the things we loved. As time and age advance, and the blessing of love is passed on to yet another generation. As past, present, and future collide, all that remains are the moments shared together, the memories. All that remains is love. The original Zimbabwean taste you've loved since 1987. Chicken Inn.
This is The Couch, brought to you by Chicken Inn, and the question today is, who should be the next Warriors coach? Remember, you can win a voucher, a meal voucher from Chicken Inn, if you can answer the following questions. Other than Zimbabwe, name 3 countries in which Chicken Inn has quick service restaurant outlets. The second one, when and where did the Chicken Inn FC win their first trophy? If you're watching us on Facebook, on our page, Zimpapers TV Network, you can also catch us on our website, ztn.co.zw, and later on the YouTube channel, ZTN.
Our topic for today is who should be the Warriors' next coach. We have discussed potential candidates and we will continue with others. But before we do that, back to our guest Trevor D. Ndaona comment pa Facebook. Hanzi na welands ma glass and ma wipers.
My wipers teachers are talking about November, December. Yeah, but in the meantime, they're cool. They're cool like that. They're cool like this.
Oh, Trevor, give us another song.
That's all right. Yeah.
Nako music.
Trevor D. Ndakambofunga pamwe uri murungu mazuva ekutanga ndichitanga kukuona ganda rako kubaka nekupenya zvakanditora moyo ndizvo zvakandidana mhando yako haiwanike nyore zvinoda ushingi nekumiramira kwaunobva kwacho handikuoneni ndosaka ndisarudza ndimbokuimbira ndakupakura shoko rerudo kubva kutsiko moyo ndikukuimbira kuti vavakidzani vakunzwa nemoyo ndakupakura shoko rerudo kubva kutsiko moyo ndikukuimbira kuti vavakidzani vakunzwa nemoyo mumba menyu mumbori vangani ndinenge ndafunga zano rangu ini I want to introduce the sisters to my brothers too tivatangoripenda dzinza rese anzirora wema tokuchinja zitaova wekwado wengwado vakawanda zvichavabata-bata nekuti vakukuda ndembakatakata ndakupakura shoko rerudo kubva kutsiko moyo ndikukuimbira kuti vavakidzani vakunzwa nemoyo ndakupakura shoko rerudo kubva kutsiko moyo ndikukuimbira kuti vavakidzani vakunzwa nemoyo to be so much in love, yeah.
How's it up against square? Yeah. Chero tichuwirirana. It's nature to be so much in love. Yeah. How's it up against square? Kwete. Chero tichuwirirana. Yeah.
Nice one, nice one, nice one.
Thank you so much.
We were talking to Alluva about, you know, how he planned his journey and all that. Do you also go through the same planning? You know, to come up with a song like this?
Yeah, we do. Because if you don't, you end up making that bubblegum music. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with writing or recording bubblegum music, but for me to write such music like this one is called, I can say my music is timeless. You can listen to my music like 5 years, 10 years to come because of planning.
Do you enjoy your music?
I enjoy my music very, very much.
Ask
my producer.
We'll come back to you. So we are asking, who should be the next Warriors coach now? Let's talk Lloyd Chitembwe. He has won a league title with Caps United. He is regarded as one of the best coaches in the Premiership and is yet to get a real chance to work with the national team. Is this our man?
For me, no. I think Lloyd Chitembwe is still work in progress in terms of the national team. He's doing very well with Caps. I feel he's very good at assembling good teams. But for him to take the national team, I still think it will be too early for him.
He says he's a greener one.
Well, I would say yes to Lloyd. Why? Because of what he did in the CAF Champions League with Cape United. With the way he works towards his game, the way he plans things, I would say yes to Lloyd. Anyone who's local and has never had that chance before, I would say yes to him. What I don't want is a tourist who has failed in Belgium, even to coach a school team, to come here and start giving us philosophies like Mike Harrison. Starts speaking like, you know, in Zimbabwe, he plays Stone Age football, you know, in England. But you failed in England, you came to Zimbabwe. You can't start to lecture us with what we should do. No, you can't. So I'd say yes to Lloyd, yeah.
Well, Tondera Indra is yet to win a league title in the domestic league, but is regarded as one of the best upcoming coaches in the PSL. He managed a runners-up place with Dynamos and then Ngezi Platinum. Do you guys think this guy has what it takes?
For Tonde, I think he's learning very, very fast. I think when he went to Ngezi, or when he took up Dynamos, they were very, very low. Not this time, the first time. He ended up there, and they chased him away. He went to Ngezi, he did wonders.
He did wonders?
He did wonders. He did wonders.
Gentlemen.
That was a team that was coming from Division 1.
Maybe before you come in.
What do you mean by wonders?
Before you come in.
How much did Ngezi Platinum spend?
You want the Chibogu trophy. It's not about spending. I can give you the money and you can go to Ngezi and you can still lose.
No.
So it's yeah.
Okay, yes or no? Should he be the next Warriors coach?
I think he's good with the under-23s now. Maybe as an assistant for me. Yeah.
Is it good enough?
Not
for the assistant coach, yes, I think he is. I think he is for the assistant coach, yes.
How many years do you want to give him for the top job?
I think about 7, include 2 championships and the CAF Champions League appearance. Yeah.
All right. Then there is this guy. His name is Jean-Francois Losquito. He's said to be one of the favorites to take over. Jean is a Belgian who has coached several African teams. He was Sande Olise's assistant at Veviotis in Belgium, then assistant again for Nigeria national football team. He was the coach for the Rwanda club Rayon Sports. Yeah, they are a permanent fixture in the CAF Champions League, which he left for Asfa Yeneka of Burkina Faso. And he holds a UEFA coaching license, and he's coached a couple of clubs in South Africa. Not your top clubs like in the league of Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates.
The only reason why he's coming up is because I think Zifa has realized that he's a cheap guy. They can afford him. There's nothing that he has done.
What are you saying about Zifa and cheap stuff?
Zifa does not have the money to pay anyone. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, if we're going to have that guy again, I don't like the way he looks. Your national team coach should have a presence.
Okay.
Yeah, he should.
So who should be the next Warriors coach?
Antipas Mapeza Chitembwe.
I would.
The three of them?
I would think I'll give Mapesa a chance, and also give him a chance to pick his team.
But you're talking about the issue of money, guys. Mapesa is getting something.
For now, I think they should have an arrangement where they can, because they will not be able to pay him. I think they should work out a situation where they can allow him to work at FC Platinum, and then these national team matches come 7 matches per year.
Yeah, but if you love Norman, you don't want. Because I remember when I stood at the Sunday Mail, I covered the game on Saturday. I said, no, I'll call you later, but I called him. 90 minutes later, he was eating shurug. He was coming for the Warriors camp. That's how passionate he is. If you meet his wife, she will tell you that Norman doesn't sleep. The other day at Crystal Lodge, I saw him in the corridors at 11 p.m. protecting his boys.
Norman doesn't sleep.
When these games are coming.
Okay.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. So who do you prefer to take over?
Mablanyo. No.
Well, yeah, if we are talking about local coaches, Mapesa is second to none.
Internationally?
Internationally, well, I would have 2 suggestions of the guys who are well versed with African football. We have Micho, he's a good coach, and then Harvey Renard. But you know, he comes at a price.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Both of them.
So we have come to the tail end of the program, Alluva. Just one thing, I know a lot of guys want to hear this. So you have become a celebrity, like overnight. You met the CAF president. He wants to be the CAF president. You have met the top people. You were a VIP at the Africa Cup of Nations final between Algeria and Senegal. And, you know, all these niceties that come with that. Are you still the same Alluva that left and embarked on that journey, kept to Cairo?
Well, yeah, I'm still the same Alluva. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not, yeah, maybe it's just, you know, a fame, and Kambiri Kanongo we are quite a CC, but in Chingori Alluva.
Howard, if you want to know, he's the same Alluva. He got the VVIP ticket, but he still went to Majinyuwa Jaira. He never went.
Just to ask, when you left, how much did you come? But I don't believe my sense that, to be honest. Something.
Like how from where?
I don't know, when you meet Ahmad, Dara and Dinachin.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to Dara, yes, Ziribo Bobo.
No, something about something else.
So is there anything coming up? Well, you can't just let this go. Is there anything coming up?
Yeah, sure. Something is cooking.
Said you want to write a book.
And God willing,
So you want to write a book?
Yeah, definitely. I'm on a book and also a visual, documentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was nice having you on the couch.
Sure, thank you guys.
Did you enjoy your experience on the couch?
Oh, definitely.
With the couch squad?
Yeah, with the couch squad.
Yeah.
And of course, Trevor. Yeah. And also on Saturday, I'm inviting Trevor and Sebastian. I know he loves football. To go to the Vietnam stand.
Correct.
Cheer Dynamos. So it's fine.
No, Trevor, it's been good to have you on the show. Look, coming through with celebrated guys like Alluva, you know.
You're saying he doesn't want to be a celebrity, but you're celebrated, my brother. You don't have to. I would not say you're a celebrity.
Well, it was great discussing the Warriors' job. At the end of the day, it is the Zimbabwe Football Association to make the decision. We understand a number of meetings have been ongoing to discuss the issue, and we wait to see the outcome.
Yeah, so it's been great, and look, we've been asking you questions, and so far, yeah, a lot of people are coming through, but my answers are so what we'll do, we'll contact those who would have gotten it correct. But thanks so much for coming through. This has been another episode of The Couch, but what just remains for us now, lunch is served, while Trevor is singing for us. I'm so sorry for you, but hey.
I do that a lot, man, because I mostly sing at weddings. So you can imagine I'll be singing for people.
We're eating.
You know?
Chicken.
Thank
you so much for watching The Couch.
I love you, mommy. Where do you come from, mommy? I love you, mommy. Andashamisika, panda una uchipura pano, baby. Lanetekana, ukandiona ndichikutarisa, nonyarirepi. Daona wezi, zuwa ninyerezi pamwechete, pauri ndikanetekana. Zawaona ndichikutarisa, nonyarirepi. Panda cherecheza mafambiro wako iwe, ndikati mwana ndewe kuti. Oh yeah, excuse me, where you from, mommy? Yeah, 'cause I want you, mommy. Where you from, mommy? Yeah, would you be my lovey? Andamotarisa, ndichibirizira ndichitikuda, hausi kuona, pawanditarisa. Meso wako wachiratizika, ndachakumuka, wanika hafizi.